Alright, coming back again with another Halo Mega Bloks review, and this time it's another new set, another Toys R Us exclusive in the United States. This set is the set number 96853, the ODST Covenant Invasion. And this one is a pretty big set, and it was pretty expensive too. Once again, Toys R Us exclusive. I think it ran about $55. So you can see here on the box, it's got a Scorpion tank, which is in the ODST Covert Blue again, as well as a Covenant Vampire, which I've actually never played ODST or Halo Wars, so I've never seen the Vampire before, but it does end up being a pretty cool set. So we'll just get the box out of the way real fast. One thing to note, it comes with an ODST Ground Force Specialist, actually two of them, and they come with assault rifles, and then also an Elite Flight. And you can see here, I mean, it looks kind of orangish or bronze or maybe gold here on the box, and it looks, I'll show you what he ends up looking like in real life. Not as good in my opinion. The box, you know, same thing the boxes always are, but it is a big box. It's almost as big as the Pelican box, I would say. 669 pieces. Alright, so now moving on to the review of the actual pieces. Okay, first off, we'll look at the figures that come with it. And you can see here there are grab handles on the back two tread housings of the Scorpion. There's a clearer view of that one, that little piece right there. And it's pretty easy. You can make your figures. I've got the ODST here that came with it. You know, sort of sit on the fender and grab on and ride it like they do in the game. So there's the one guy. And another one here inside that just flips open. There's enough room in here for his assault rifle too. Oops. I don't know where that went. Oh, in my hand. Alright. So, pretty easy to fit in there. This guy's exactly the same as the other. Both of these guys come with a set. It's really subtle, but it's sort of a bit of a bluish coloring on the chest as opposed to the silver or gray on the rest of their bodies. But really not all that different. My battery's running out on my camera here, so if it goes out, then I'll have to start over again. Now moving on to the Covenant figure. Fits in there pretty well. It's this Elite Flight, which he does have it's a different model on the head and possibly on the other parts as well, but you can really tell he's wearing sort of a helmet that covers his whole face there. And it ends up being sort of a brownish almost. It's not quite as good as I was hoping. And actually, let me see. It is pretty much almost the same brown here on one of these grunts that I've got. One of these orangey colored grunts. It's very similar color. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough that I would call it the same color. So, you know, if you were hoping for him to be kind of gold or yellow or orange, I would be a bit disappointed. And he comes with a plasma pistol. Just a plain purple one. It's not the multicolored one, which kind of sucks. I'm hoping that they come out with plasma rifles soon. That'd be a lot cooler and a lot better for an Elite to carry. So yeah, so those are the figures that come with this set. Now on to the models themselves. The Scorpion tank. It is definitely different from the original Scorpion. You can see here it's got a muzzle brake. It's actually pretty cool. It's just some typical pieces there. That makes it look more realistic. The turret is quite different. It's got this little pod here on the side. UNSC sticker. I don't have the original Scorpion, but looking at other reviews and pictures of it, it's clearly different. And it is in this sort of covert blue color, which I think looks a lot closer to the color in the actual Halo games than the old Scorpion did. And then they've also changed the model as far as how it goes together with the treads. You can see here, this whole piece that goes over the top is one piece. Got a couple of extra pieces on here, but the main thing is just one big piece, and each one of these tread deals has that, which is really nice. And of course it means it can't break apart or anything. It'll never fall apart. And then the main bulk of the tread is pretty simple, just a normal, just a bunch of these little bricks and plates put together and held on, and then that just snaps on over the top of that, and then it goes on over that pivot point. So pretty cool, works pretty well. The turret stays whatever, however you angle it. It's got a couple of antennas in the back. It's got some pretty big stickers. Unfortunately, they're slightly off color, and it's hard to, I doubt you could tell on the video, but they are a slightly different color, not really that big of a deal, and it is nice that they go on this big plate, this big fender piece that you don't have to worry about. It's got these cool sort of vent things right there. It does do the unfortunate, oops, there went the antenna thing where, if you pick it up like this, it's just going to be, the treads all flop down, which there is actually a trick. If you look right here, right there, on the front treads, those pieces line up. So if you get a piece like this one, just a typical normal, just a 2x1 plate of any sort, you can snap it on there, and that'll actually hold that tread in place. Obviously, it'll pop right off if you try to, but if you need it held in place, and then it'll do the job. It actually, I guess you could get a bigger one, like a 1x4, and put it across that whole area. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of it. Unfortunately, there's no way to do the same thing with the back treads. Well, maybe if you took some of these pieces off, you'd be able to. But I'm not too concerned about it. They did a lot of nice work here with getting all these flat plates here on the bottom and the sides of the turret. It looks really nice. Okay, so now moving on to the Vampire, which again I'd never really seen before in any of the games or anything. I haven't played all the Halo games. I sort of stopped at Halo 3. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, they included some of the wrong pieces. So you can see right here how these are stepped out, but over here it's smooth, because they included these curve in opposite directions, and they included 3 of the wrong piece. So fortunately, they have good service on their website. I've done this before, and I just did it last night for this one. You can go on their website. I think it's megabrands.com, but I'll put a link in the description. You can go on there, and if any of your pieces are missing, missing or broken or whatever, you go and you flip through the instructions, and there on the instruction page, it's got a list of all the pieces, and it's got a little code number for each piece. And you can submit that. It's really easy. Give them your name and address, and they'll send it to you. They'll send you whatever pieces you're missing. So I've had to do that a couple of times before with just missing pieces, or one where the piece was kind of melted, various things like that. And I don't think they'll let you take advantage of it, but it is really nice, and they come in the mail in a few days. So that's pretty cool. Totally free. So this Vampire, it's got sort of the main, I guess, plasma cannon or something right there. It's got sort of these side turret things that swivel around. Oops. Those do pop off a little bit. But overall, and also it's got this cockpit cover. It's got these cool, it looks like a needler, and these things are flexible, which is nice. They're not going to break. They're sort of rubbery. Looks pretty cool. On the back, it's got, well, these things are just to hold it up. But then it's got these other jet type deals with the blue, clear, see-through plastic. The whole thing is very sturdy. I mean, there's no flex in it at all. It's pretty much just one big solid piece. I mean, once you put it together, of course, it's just a really solid model. I mean, I could probably chunk this across the room and it wouldn't fall apart. So I like it. And it's pretty big on it in its own right. I mean, you can compare it just to the tank there. You can see it's actually slightly bigger than the tank, although it's not as tall. I'll pull out the Wraith here. It's about the same size as the Wraith, but again, not as tall. Longer than the Wraith, and definitely quite a bit bigger than a Warthog. So yeah, even though this set is pretty expensive, I think that it is a pretty good value. You're getting a good upgrade to the original Scorpion, as well as a very large Covenant vehicle. And it's pretty well made, pretty well designed. I like the ODSTs. I like the Elite. I just wish that his color was just a little different, a little more shiny or golden or something. But in any case, it is cool to have the new mold. He does look different than any other Elite that I have, so that's cool. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Thanks for watching.